Just need a second more here. All right. You should be able to see the schedule. Is it coming up? All right. So we'll go over last week's results. So we both finished 10-6. You got the Chiefs right, the Lions, the Bucks, the Giants, the Rams, 49ers, the Homer pick and the Cowboys, Packers, the Bills, and the Broncos. Swinging and missing on the Ravens, the Browns, the Colts, the Steelers, the Raiders, and the Vikes. I got the Chiefs, the Jags, the Bucks, the Patriots, the Rams, the 49ers, Cards, Packs, Bills, and the Broncos, and missed out on the Ravens, Browns, Commanders, Panthers, Bengals, and Vikes. Last week was a crazy week with a lot of epic comebacks. What are your thoughts on week 2 as it went down? They're not the number one team. Who would have ever thought that? Super Bowl winning Cooper Rush. Yeah. Even Lilliputian leaders win a game or two. Little peoples. Well, yeah, my team was the only one that was the aberration to the. I didn't expect a 24 to nothing blowout win. I actually thought we'd win at home, but I didn't think that. Um, which just sets me up for ultimate disappointment next week when we play the Chargers, right? So it is what it is. Oh, yeah, which I appreciate that, Mike. I didn't need you next week in the fantasy realm, so thanks, bud. What's funny is they showed those the clips of him and I think it was Lattimore. And basically there was like three games over a couple years that they did the same exact thing, and it almost blended into one clip, and you're like, wow, what are you doing there, guy? EA Sport, it's in the game. No, they do not like each other. Yeah, he showed that he's not. He did win a Super Bowl. Yeah. So, do you think so? I mean, looking at his stat line, um, 35, 50, 469, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, they have a lot of quarterbacks that have had days like that, and you get the gamut from a Tom Brady isk player who's obviously first ballot Hall of Famer to Matt Flynn in the Packers. So you get I the first half was what I expected out of Tua, and then I guess the Ravens either left at halftime or something occurred because then there was a lot. I mean that one play with Tyreek Hill in the back, there was just no one covering probably one of the best wideouts in football, which doesn't make sense. Yeah, I guess maybe you can't see the small people on the football field. I don't know. We need to move Murray to wide receiver, and he would be wide open. I so yeah. All right. So let's start off with this week. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers playing at Cleveland, and the who doesn't have who has the worst quarterback? That should be this one. And you don't no never mind on the defense, huh? It's just a matter of 2 good running backs versus no good running backs, huh? I mean, it was only 17-14, but they did give 252 yards to Matt Jones, which one can argue is not the best. Hunt. How bad has Najee Harris been this year? As the he dropped to me, so I had to pick him category, which makes me wonder why that happens to me too often. He's been really bad. Yeah. Uh, hmm. Uh, no, I just want I so the Steelers. I mean, they're in him, right? That's the thing about the Steelers is Tomlin's a good coach. They're in these games when, let's face it, they should have no. Mitch Trubisky isn't an NFL quarterback. Um, so the fact that they're hanging around and not losing by 30 points is amazing to me. Um, I think the Browns are a better team, but every time I think the Browns are a better team, they do a Jets. So um, it seems like whatever way I pick on the Browns, they come out the other way. So I think you're right. I think they're gonna run the ball. Um, I don't have confidence in the Steelers enough. This is gonna be a bad game in my book. So I will go and mark the Steelers as well. I'm sorry. I'm going to mark the Browns as well. With I am taking I'm taking the running backs for the Cleveland Browns in this game and nothing else on either side. So yeah, it might be that way. So yeah, both of us are taking the Browns. All right, that was easy. What's up, Tech? How you doing, bud? So your next game is going to be the Texans at the Bears. Did you draft him, or was that just all the Bills running backs? Hey, no rookies out of Florida are any good. Yeah, I can hear you. And you're good at that. Like you've been good on picking the so. Well, you missed the tie, but you actually thought they were going to beat the best team in the AFC. And then yeah, whoopsie. So you at least had them week one. Um, so you're going Texans, huh? I do not think that. What does Striker think? Striker likes the Bears. I want to hear what Striker thinks. What is it? What does it say on top of that when it's 24-7 at the half? Well, I mean, but true. But how when you're down, 24-7, you should normally throw the ball. I mean, I've seen teams that are like, we should not abandon the run, but I don't know that's abandoning the run. That's more like we can't do anything but run. Um, that's at 30 passes. That's three picks today. Correct. Well, and a broken leg that didn't happen a week earlier, right? What's up, Astra? Um, so I disagree with you on the Texans quarterback. I think Mills is actually decent. Um, I think he's on a bad Texas team, but I think he looks competent. Probably in the game manager category, but he's definitely a competent quarterback. Um, I I think that I hate the Texans. Don't want the Texans to win. I'm very happy that we're in first place at 1-1. But I think that they're the better team. I'm gonna go with the Texans as well. No, no. I mean, but you got the poor Bears who haven't had a quarterback ever, and then yet again, you get Justin Fields, and they think he's going to be, this guy, and like you said, he's on pace for what, 200 passes this year. Eh, yeah, and Cleveland. All right, so you've got the Texans. I've got the Texans. Moving right along. We got the Raiders at the Titans, who have been a complete and utter circus. Didn't say great. I said he's great in that offense. And apparently, Derek Carr is not. So there's some quarterbacks that throw picks. No, they had Malik Willis played. He threw four passes. Um, the the Raiders. So uh, the Raiders have looked bad, and this last week was at least functional. They didn't throw to Devonte Adams like week one, so they actually spread the ball out, which is good. Um, but they still let the Cards march back and beat them. Like, well, that's I don't think that's the case, and they don't have one problem because their offensive line is terrible. Um, so and Derek Carr's and Derek Carr's turning the ball over. So I think I'm going with the Titans in this one. I think Henry's one of those guys. He gets bottled up some years, and then he just has one of those games where it's like 300 yards and 6 touchdowns, and everybody goes, "Oh, that's why he's special." I don't. I mean, the Raiders have just been careless with the ball. They don't look good. Carr hasn't looked good. That offense isn't gelling. Um, I just don't. I don't see it. So I'm now rooting. I've now got the Texans and the Titans back to back. So I am gonna have to go um, have a shower after this. And I will be secretly hoping that you're right. So I can't do it. This and at the worst case, what might happen is they lose because I picked them, which will just make it that much better, right? So I will give up being the picks winner if the Titans have a miserable season. Um, the the next yeah the next game is the Kansas City Chiefs versus our AFC title champion guys, the Colts. Oopsie. Mm-hmm. 25 of 30. We're gonna break it. Is that what we're saying? It sounds like 7. Yeah. All right. Yeah, but that's rushing. That's rushing. That's not passing. That's yeah. Yeah. Good old Sid Luckman. That's exactly my luck. Mahomes is on pace to score 90 billion fantasy points, and they pulled him in the second quarter. Tumblin says that you're supposed to be cleaning. Oh, okay. Say again. Only hearing me, huh? Well, that sucks. One second here. Go, guys. Go ahead and talk again.
What's that?
You guys are coming across now. Good thing it's captured in the recording. It just isn't gonna. It wasn't captured in the first part of the stream.
So Tumblr can hear me to say if I told him the AD.
He should be able to hear you now.
Reverb from you now.
Reverb.
Not anymore. I think his mic was open. Or we were talking while he was talking. All right, where are we? Oh yeah, Mahomes, 9 touchdowns. Do we really have to go to this one to say once again that the Colts suck really, really bad? Even though Warty picked them to win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Okay then. Great.
Yeah. Mahomes.
They were horrible, man. They were really fucking horrible.
They were. I don't know why. I mean, on paper, you were like, oh, you're going to add Matt Ryan to, a very good. I mean, it was a playoff bound team last year, and then they blew the last week, right? So, what the hell happened? Just, you're like, you're thinking Jonathan Taylor is going to run, Matt Ryan's going to throw the ball. Last week against the Jags, they were shorthanded, 2 of their wide receivers, but I don't think they were that shorthanded. They looked absolutely terrible. This, like you said, the Chiefs. Chiefs. I don't. This one I actually hope goes that way, and I don't jinx them. But the Chiefs should beat the crap out of them.
I'm just surprised at the offensive output they've had. I mean, do they play fucking Jacksonville? I'm not saying Jacksonville's. Well, I am saying they're not very good, but their defense isn't known to be fucking stellar. And you stop Taylor and the passing game? Fuck. Right now the Colts are saying, when they had that little show when Matt Ryan came to Indianapolis and signed his contract and all that bullshit, Colts are thinking they should have let his ass fly coach and not private playing for the fucking shitballs he's been giving them lately.
Yeah, I mean, and it was like at the end of the game, he looked really bad. Like, they had, I mean, he just kept turning the ball over, like, and it was like unforced. Like, you're like, oh, there's no reason to throw that. That's something that, and maybe he's trying to justify justify coming to a new team and trying to do too much. I don't know, but it was definitely not, Matty Ice, the cool, collected guy who's just, slicing and dicing. He looked very uncomfortable. The team looked really bad, and I don't see, like you said, Patrick Mahomes coming to town isn't going to make things better. So I will also go with the Chiefs.
That was a really hard one, wasn't it?
It wasn't. Well, you know what, we say that, but then you play the games, and we had a lot of upsets last week. You play the games, and the Colts win by 20.
If the Colts beat the Chiefs, I'm gonna let Stryker. Never mind.
Yes. That will not be on the YouTubes.
Family show.
Yeah, family show. So next we have the Bills against the Dolphins.
Hold on. Tumblin said Taylor will always get his. I guess he forgot to get his last week.
He did forget to get his.
Yeah. Sorry, I throw that in there. What's the next one?
We're on to the Bills and the Dolphins.
Oh, jeez. It's another one of those where, how Patrick Mahomes comes to Indianapolis and scores 30 touchdowns? That's not too bad here, but the whole hype around Tua fucking ends at this game. Buffalo is going to fucking decimate them. I don't care if they have Tyreek Hill, Tua, Tyreek Hill times 5, and whoever the fuck else they have. Buffalo is the real fucking deal on defense, and they're going to show that shit against Miami. You're going to be going, oh, there's why Ripper thinks Tua fucking sucks. Oh, by the way, I'm picking Buffalo.
Striker? Anything to counter you? I think you're going to go for the Dolphins, aren't you?
No, I mean, Dolphins looked decent against Baltimore, but only after they let them get way up in the first half. It's the Bills because they're not going to let Miami back in the game like Baltimore did.
This is where Warty tells me my pick is fucking stupid.
Nah, that's the best team in the league right now. Now, the question is, when do they lay the egg, right? That's a question for like we talked about it. You said this is a team that may go undefeated. They might. So the question is, do they lay an egg somewhere in a game like this? Do they get up and then Tua throws some miracle pass to Hill?
Look, the egg is coming. It comes to everybody. And again, I'm gonna compare it to. Oh shit!
Thanks for
What is
the
going
follow.
on there, Warty?
That was a follow.
I'm gonna compare it to my youth league, right? So my youth team is supposed to be the best fucking team. They're dominant. They're very good. I lost this week, 13-0. We came out so fucking flat, so fucking ugly. Even coaching scheme, just in general, everything was bad. We lost to a
The
fucking
Gatorade
team
was
that-
lukewarm. Everything, just
I
everything.
guess so, man. Honestly, had we played this team again today, we beat the fuck out of them. We're that good. We are a good team, but we laid up an egg. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I'm glad it was out of the way now. That'll happen to Buffalo too, and it won't happen in the playoffs. They won't go undefeated, but the egg will come eventually. It comes for all of them. An undefeated season in the NFL is a tough fucking feat because you're still playing,
You're playing the best of the best. I mean, they're all professionals. They all want to win. They're all. I mean, even the worst team, traditionally the worst team in the league, is still a competent team, and they generally win a couple games. So the question is this Dolphins team is stacked. It's got a good defense. It's got skill players. They might overlook. I mean, it might happen. It might. But the Bills have the best defense in the league by far. They had the best defense last year. They only got better. Their offense looks even better than last year's. Like, it's them in Kansas City on the short list for the AFC right now, and no one else is in the ballpark. The Dolphins are coming in this game thinking we're in the conversation, and they need to win the game to be in the conversation. If they do, hats off to them. They're in the conversation, right? And maybe we all go, shit, Tua is a good quarterback. How do we miss that? But I don't see this being it. I think the Bills are we've lost a couple years in the playoffs and didn't get where we wanted to. This is the team, and this is our year, and just screw everybody.
I think the egg comes on the Bills when they figure out how to just stop Allen, right? Because they don't have a real good running game. Let's be honest. They don't. They don't have running backs that say, "Oh, look, that's fucking great." Look at their stats last week. It was 317 in the air, 4 touchdowns. You look at the rushing, it's like, oh, they mustered up about 60 yards out of 4 running backs. Great. Or 3 running backs and a quarterback. Their best running back is Allen. You know what I'm saying? So one day they'll figure out how to stop Allen, and the run's not going to bail them out. But it'll be one team maybe, and after that they'll adjust, fix whatever the fuck. But I don't see them going undefeated. I may even think they lose 2 or 3 games. I'd have to look at the schedule to kind of pinpoint who. But I don't see them laying the goose egg here, bro. I don't think Miami is the team to do it. 1, 2, maybe if they had Fitzmagic back there instead of 2, I believe miracles can happen, but not today. Stop Bills.
I think the Dolphins, I think the Dolphins could upset them. I think they have that good of a team. I'm just not sold on Tua. He had one good game, and I think it's going to be one of those peaks and valleys where he has a good game and he has a bad game. And that's because that's the key, right? Every quarterback, there's a lot of quarterbacks out there that have had one good game. It's can you do it consistently over, Fitzmagic is a perfect example. He had great games where he threw 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. Then he had terrible games where he threw 200 yards and 5 picks. So I feel Tua is more in that vein. The question I have for the running game, though, is does Buffalo not run because they don't have to?
No, I don't think they have a very good running game.
Because who in their right mind wouldn't put people backing coverage and let the Bills try to run the ball and win that kind of game? That seems like the defense. That seems the defense to play, right? You can't run the ball, so let's go into dime right now, dime the whole game, and spy on the quarterback so he can't get to 700 yards and see what happens. But I can't believe NFL teams aren't trying that, and it doesn't matter.
I mean, small sample size, but Buffalo's got 2 running backs averaging 4.8 and 4.6 yards per carry.
Yeah, I don't think it's that they can't run. I think it's they don't have to.
maybe. But look at I don't know. Look at the reception stats. So Stephon Diggs has 12 receptions and 148 yards. Everybody else, 2 to 1. The closest guy to him had 4 receptions. That was a tight end. So fuck, man. This game just looks so weird in stat wise. Allen has a whole bunch of passing yards, but it's most of his passes are to one fucking guy, and they couldn't stop that. The running game didn't do much. It's weird, right? You look at it going, how the fuck could they not stop him? The stats don't spell out like
41 to yeah.
Yeah, they don't, because you're throwing at one fucking guy. It's like they were pitching another one playing pitch and catch in their back fucking yard. Crazy.
All right, so we both go with the Bills. This is very boring on our picks.
Well, don't worry, the stupid fucking pick is coming.
It's coming, is it?
Well, I'm gonna pick the Cowboys, so I already got my.
Well, I'm probably gonna pick the Jags against the Chargers, so that's yeah, you're right. There's some stupid picks coming. The Lions, who maybe I don't know, was a Hard Knocks. Like, they've actually looked really good. The Egyptian Amon St. Ra, the god of the football catching, did really good. So you also drafted 3 Bills running backs, so I don't want to hear about it. So
if you really want to laugh, if you look at Fatal's league, I drafted 3 fucking Chiefs receivers. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking there.
So yeah, you did hit on one, and you struck out on a few. But so we've got the Lions at the Vikings, who looked terrible on Monday night. So,
well, listen, the Vikings have Cousins. Again, I'm not going to use the word competent because I think he's a little better than competent.
God, he looked terrible against Philly, though. I mean, he looked terrible against Philly.
But that's Cousins, isn't it? Isn't that what Cousins is going to give you those 7, 8, 9?
Is that a groaner game? Is that what we can call that one?
1 touchdown, 3 picks, and 2 sacks for 19 yards lost. He threw for 4.8 yards per reception.
That is sexy.
And, oh, by the way, he was the leading rusher on the team, too.
Crazy. Look,
Minnesota didn't move the ball at all.
Well, and that's crazy, right? They got great receivers. They got a competent quarterback that can throw the ball. They've got running backs that can fucking run the ball. So what happened? And on the flip side, you got Detroit. Yes, I told you, motherfucker, St. Brown was going to be great. He was good. He started out towards the end of last season is when he started great. They got a great tight end there as well. They've got a pretty good running game now. Their quarterback, he's aging, but he's not aging. He's just dumb. But in this game, honestly, on paper, I would give it to the Vikings. I just think that they have the better team overall. I think Cousins is a better quarterback, but it doesn't seem that way when Detroit's throwing fucking a million passes to Amanaquis St. Brown, or whatever the fuck his name is. His brother plays for Washington, right? He has a brother in the league also. Anyway, side note.
Okay.
I think that I like Detroit and I like Amanaquis St. Brown or whatever, but I think the Vikings bounce back here. I think Cousins he's not going to have 2-3 shitty games straight. I guarantee you. He's going to bounce the fuck back. They've got a good running game, good passing game, and the Vikings win this one. I take the Vikings. Even though I love Amanaquis St. Brown or whatever his name is.
He'll still get 2 touchdowns, right?
Oh, he better. I need 10 points.
His brother plays for Chicago.
Chicago, there you go.
Chicago.
The Bears.
But yeah, I don't think Cousins has 2 shitty games in a row. I think the Vikings are a pretty good team. They bounce back here. I think the Lions are a good team too, but the Vikings win.
See, I don't think Cousins has a shitty game, but I think the Lions have a better game.
Oh,
they looked solid.
Don't like agreeing with Stryker. This actually pains me.
Well, Philly's not a bad fucking team either, though. I think Philly, defensively, they played a great game, but still.
I mean, they barely lost the Eagles in week 1, and they beat the Commanders in week 2. And both times they put up 27 or 35 plus points. 35 plus points.
Skull.
I just don't think the Vikings put up 35. I don't see it.
So if we were to do Ripper's fantasy relevance, the Lions have the Egyptian wide receiver that I cannot enunciate his name, and they have Swift, who is doing really well. The Vikings have Jefferson, who's a superstar, Thielen, and I don't know, maybe Cousins, Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook, yeah.
4-2. So
Irv Smith is up and coming, but so is the tight end for Detroit.
Hawkinson.
Yeah, but you're right. Fantasy relevance.
Oh, I mean, you could throw it 5-3. I mean, maybe even 4-3, but it's still the Vikes. The Vikes have a better team, but the Lions are playing tough. Like they're playing tougher than I thought they were. And Goff did go to a Super Bowl, even though I don't like him. I hate games like this.
It's going to be a great game to watch. I'll tell you that right now.
Or it's going to be a horrible game to watch. Like these are those quarterbacks that you just never know what you're going to get. Like, is it good Cousins or bad Cousins? Like, you just don't know. Is it,
Yeah, but can either team stop the running game? I mean, let's look at that. What are the stats on rushing against them? Washington.
I mean, it's so young in the season. It's really hard to figure out who's stopping the run and who's stopping. I mean, it's too early to see that. I mean,
but that's my point. If the quarterbacks sync it up, they both still have good running games.
Correct.
So Detroit has allowed 304 yards rushing per game so far, or total so far, and Minnesota's allowed 274 rushing per game, so they're almost even in the grand scheme of things.
Something says Swift will get the yardage title this year. I don't know about that. Maybe.
They're almost even on defense. They're actually the third and fourth highest yards allowed teams in the league so far.
So Ripper's going Lions? Ripper's going Vikes?
No, Vikes. Even though the Lions have a better offense, they have a better defense too. I'm still going Vikes.
I'm going to go with the Lions because I've shown them no love for the season, and that's what I'm going to do. So these are the close ones, right? I mean, I don't know. This is one of those you throw a quarter, right? These teams are in the same area. Like you probably play them 10 times, they win five each. So, yeah, coin toss on this one. I'm gonna go Lions. Don't bet your money on that game, boys and girls. Next up on the schedule, we got the Ravens and the Patriots.
All right, real quick, don't bet your money. Why not? Dad's bet on the Cowboys and won $37,000. Yep. You bet $10,000 and they'd beat fucking Cincy.
The broken clock's right twice a day.
Yeah.
That's an analog clock for all you youngers.
You can do. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can also just give me your money. Speaking of which, this is September, so if you got a sub, hit that button.
So where are we?
We are doing the Ravens at the Patriots.
Honestly,
you should go with coaching on this one.
Nah, I think Lamar looked good. I think Baltimore wins this one. I don't know why the fuck they let Miami get back in it or what they did there, but
because Lamar doesn't play defense. He's like, I would have covered Hill.
I'm not impressed with New England this year at all. Not with coaching either. Belichick's cokehead son back there fucking looked like he just snorted an 8-ball. Doesn't matter.
Pretty sure that's against the YouTubes. So.
Oh, my.
Well, don't put this up as a short then.
Either way, I don't think New England's defense will stop Baltimore, and hopefully Baltimore's defense plays, the second half. I'm going to go with Baltimore on this.
Who's our Patriots fans? We got Shreeden. Who else?
Tumblin and Shreeden.
That's what I
Tumblin
thought.
says the Bills will lose one of the Pats. That's a homer comment right there, homie.
I think we all know when we're doing homer comments. So.
We're all out one, right?
we are allowed one. You can't have two. Um, so I think the Ravens are on the top tier of AFC teams. I am. I expected the 35 to whatever it was head start against the Dolphins. I am completely lost at what happens, and every once in a while, that stuff happens, right? You take your foot off the gas. Next thing you know, one lucky break, two lucky breaks, and then you just can't catch back up.
So the Ravens are bottom third of the league in QB pressures and third overall with missed tackles. So that's the problem right there. They couldn't get enough pressure on the ball, and when they could, they still missed the tackles.
Yeah, but that's also can be early season. They don't play preseasons like they used to. They don't tackle. So some of that comes into play, especially in a scheme like Baltimore where they expect their defense to always be good. Or it can also be skewed with just one game with a slippery guy like Hill, right? So, no Tomlin, no money time. So, I think they're one of the best teams in the AFC. I think as long as Lamar Jackson stays healthy, this is a playoff team. I do not see that on the Patriots side. What I see is again, I see a Bill Belichick trying to do a really good coaching job. And that's the sub alarm. Thank you for the sub, Tumblin. I think that the Patriots are searching. I don't think Mac Jones is it. I also don't think the team is good enough around him. So Ravens for this one. I think again, I said it earlier. I think the Patriots actually have a losing season this year, but not a terrible one. It's going to be like a 6-7 win losing season. So you went Ravens as well?
I went
So
Ravens, yeah.
I'm going to go counter to you guys. I think Chick is going to pull this one out because he's figured out something that Baltimore can't do.
Did you call him Chick?
They don't. Belichick.
I thought you called him Chick.
The Belichick's son. I hope he finds the help he needs and hits up a rehab pretty soon. The Ravens. Fucking striker. That's a stupid fucking pick.
We'll see.
we got it in there. So their next one we're going to do is the Bengals, who look abysmal, versus the Jets, who are abysmal.
Bungles. Oh my god. I feel bad for the Bungles. They spent a lot of money on that O-line, and it's not look great. What does look okay with them is the defense, although it's hard to say that and not laugh because, Cooper fucking Rush. In this game, however, though, believe it or not, I'm going to go with the fucking Jets. I'll tell you why. There's something about them. It's not just a passing game. Their running game's right? But I don't know, man. I have this feeling the Jets are going to fuck up their number one pick and win like 7 or 8 games this season with old man Flacco. So I'm going with the Jets.
You know you could mess it up with like 3 wins, right? So you don't have to win 6.
I'm just gonna say Flacco's still in the league. Wow.
Flacco just got a W last week, man. Don't bad talk.
I'm just surprised he's still in the league. I mean, the dude's like 37.
Hey, man.
What?
Jets O-line look good too, though.
What's that song? Good once as I ever was. Like, he doesn't have to do it 16 games. You just got to do it 1.
Well, you're with Jets. You can give me let me have it, striker. I know you want to say it.
Jets, Jets.
There you go.
So Flacco is the 3rd oldest quarterback in the league right now. He's 1, Rodgers is 2, Flacco and Matt Ryan are 3 and 4.
Well, Brady can sell his soul to the fucking devil. So can Flacco.
Brady has sold his soul to the devil. You look at his face lately.
Does he have a mushroom tattoo?
That's not
Let's just say,
family friendly.
Like the soul's already being sucked out. His face keeps shrinking and shrinking and shrinking.
I hate both of you guys. So Ripper's got the Bengals and
the Jets.
I'm sorry, the Jets. And Striker's got crush on Joe Flacco.
The Bungles.
Okay, you guys are crazy. The Jets are still bad. Like, bad. Like they won 31
See,
to
we're not
30, and
arguing the Jets are good.
they took a
We're arguing the
17-point
Bengals are
comeback
terrible.
against Brissett. Like that's not good. The Bengals are terrible, but they still have good players. If you were to do fantasy relevance,
Yeah, but
what would you?
how are they
Who
gonna
would you
run
have?
offense if their O-line can't block anybody? All right. I think you got to add a caveat to the fantasy relevance, though. I think in this game especially,
Your
O-line
quarterback
is
has to be
like the
upright.
pivot.
Is that the fantasy relevance?
He can't throw the ball off his ass, can he?
You cannot
I mean,
do that.
13 sacks in 2 games. Oof. It's
my
trending for the all-time NFL record.
My O-line looked just as bad as fucking Cincinnati's this weekend. So O-line.
Coach Ripper's going to make you run if you let us down again.
I may or may have not fired my own son, who is my O-line coach, after Saturday's game. Just saying.
Did you rehire him?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Oh, but you're going to have to run home after this one.
I was so fucking pissed.
All right, so I guess let's talk last week, right? What did you say? And I, of course, said you're wrong, but it was a homer pick. But you know your team better than anybody. You said that the Cowboys can get after the quarterback. You said the Bengals have a problem with the offensive line. You were right. Correct?
Yeah. If you can't
So
throw the ball, and you're fine.
is the Jets' defensive line equal or half as good as the Cowboys? No.
No.
So if you cannot rush the passer, which the Bengals line is terrible, but the Jets' defensive line is just as bad, it cancels out, and Burrow looks like the Super Bowl quarterback of last year, with oh boy getting 4,000 yards and all that fun stuff. So that's what I see. I think, first of all, the Bengals are proud. They're not doing well this year. They're definitely in the tabloids. They're playing a Jets team that they basically are circling and saying this is a must-win. The Jets aren't going to get enough pressure. The Bengals win. That's how I see it.
Well, look. If the Bengals couldn't stop Cooper Rush, and the shitty running game the Cowboys kind of have right now, come on now. If fucking Cooper can do it, why can't Flacco, who's just a way better quarterback? I'd rather have Flacco quarterbacking the Dallas Cowboys right now than Rush. I don't think Rush sucks. I just don't think he's great. He went 19 for 31 for 235 and a touchdown against the Bengals, which doesn't sound great, but not bad from a shitty quarterback that, FYI, they fucking released because they knew nobody else would pick the fuck up and then brought him back. So, yeah, I think Flacco could do way better against the Bengals. As far as D-line, man, if you got 3 D-line men that can run down into the backfield and tackle the quarterback, you're good. Because the O-line for the Bengals, they don't block.
Just one man rushing, it doesn't matter. The other 5 will just rip. So,
Exactly.
And looking at the Cowboys game, you guys got up and you got to pin your ears back, which just played right into your whole strategy, right? Once you guys didn't have to respect the run, it's game over. So what I see in this one is the Bengals get up and they don't have that problem where the Jets actually have to defend the run and the pass. Again, I'm going with the Bengals. You got the Jets. Good enough.
Sounds good. Jets. Fuck you, Jets.
The Eagles versus the Commanders.
The Commandos?
The Commandos. The Commanders.
This is going to be a good one, in my opinion. I'll tell you why.
Because they hate each other in the NFC East?
Oh, that too. Oh, yeah. NFC East rivalry games are always fucking great. But that's not the point, though. The teams are looking good. What did Redskins have? Curtis Samuel, who looks fucking great. Gibson's actually running the ball. Their quarterback ain't sucking dick too bad. It's not a bad.
I mean, Wentz is thrown for 650 with 7 touchdowns and 3 picks, so that ain't terrible.
That's our statistician.
I'm a color guy.
But look at Samuel, though. Samuel looks good. I can't put up the fucking stats for this game for some fucking reason, but Curtis Samuel looked pretty fucking good, too.
You want stats for last game for the Commanders?
Yeah.
On the loss to Detroit.
Yeah. Don't let me
So
see.
Wentz went 30 for 46 with 377, 3 touchdowns and a pick. They ran basically they had under 100 yards rushing for the whole game for the team. Samuel had 7 receptions, 78 yards. McLaren had 4 receptions for 75 yards.
Touchdowns, all right? How many touchdowns did Samuel have?
Samuel had 1.
Yeah.
Jahan Dotson and Logan Thomas had the other 2.
This is gonna be a good fucking game. Just because one, it's a rivalry, right? Inter-division game. They play each other twice, so you know they're always gonna come and fucking throw swings at each other. And Washington looks good. I mean, they're not a bad game at all. The team at all, the quarterback looks good. They got a great receiving core. They got a good tight end. Their running back isn't doing too bad. Now on the flip side, you got Philly, right? My only problem with Philly is this: quarterback wise, I think they're okay. Running back wise, I think they're lacking. Receivers got Brown over there, right? That's not too bad. They got who else they have over there? That's pretty good.
Goddard, Devonta Smith are the other top 2, and then Kes Watkins. They're their top 4 receivers.
It's hard to sit here and say they're gonna suck or they're gonna lose based on how they beat the fuck out of the Vikings. But then again, you know that the Vikings and Cousins are gonna give you shit games. He's gonna give you at least 5 of those 6 really bad games, and that was one of them. And Philly looked great about it. Now is Philly bad? Nah, man. They're, NFC East is not the weak division that everyone thinks it's going to be this season. Maybe the Cowboys and the Giants, maybe. But the Washington and Philly look okay. Philly looks the strongest, I think. But this game is an inter-division game. They always go at it, toe to fucking toe. This isn't going to be a lopsided game, I don't think. It's also not going to be a low-scoring game, to be honest. I think, though, however, and I hate to say it, pick either one of these fucking teams because I'm a Cowboy fan. Ugh. Can I whisper it?
You gotta yell it loud and proud, baby.
Oh my God. I think Philly wins. I think Jalen Hurts is the better quarterback on this one. Receiving wise, I don't think Philly matches up to what the Commanders have, but the defense is better, and that'll stuff up that pass game. And I think the run game for Philly will shine a little bit with Hurts running the ball mostly, but still, I'm taking Philly. Ugh, I fucking hate Philly. Philly.
Shreeden said a naughty word in chat. He did not get that message through. He said cowboy expletive. I will let you figure that one out. So
Shreeden looks like fucking Belichick's son, so whatever.
I like the Redskins. I don't like the Eagles. The reason I don't like the Eagles is I don't like Jalen Hurts, and the Eagles are 2-0. I think the Redskins have the better team. The Redskins got down big last week, and they made a run at coming back. They just fell short. And when you put yourself in that big of a hole, it's going to happen. What were they down 20 something at the half? It's over 20.
25, I think.
No, they're 22-0 at the half, and then they outscored them 27-14. So they came back. It fell short. It is what it is. Wentz looked okay. I'm not sold on Hurts. So I'm not sold on Hurts, so I'm gonna go with the Redskins.
Wait, they're not the Redskins. They're Washington football team.
I mean the team that used to be the Redskins. They're now the Commanders. Damn it.
So unacceptable, you Warty.
Yes.
I think you need to apologize to Shreeden.
So I'm gonna tie break this and go with Rip on the Philly side. I think Philly's got too much talent.
Hey, that's a stupid fucking pick.
That's 2 for me tonight.
Damn, you used your stupid fucking pick. Now you can't use it on me later.
After last week, you get a 1 week bye on the stupid pick with Cooper Rush winning a game. So congratulations, enjoy that.
He's gonna win about 5.5 games.
No, you think it's that high?
Yep.
Now that's stupid.
Well, actually, he's gonna win 2 games. Dak Prescott will be back.
When is Prescott supposed to be back?
I don't know. It was 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 4 weeks. Now it's 2 weeks. So who the fuck knows?
Holy cow.
Did they go get Michael Irvin's cocaine and hook him up, or what?
Oh, they took it from Belichick's son.
Pretty
Alright,
sure
so-
Irvin was selling to Belichick's son.
So Ripper went Eagles. I went Redskins. Saints and Panthers.
Oh,
Chat is neglected, Shreeden. We don't like you.
This is going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Neither team is all that good this year.
where we at? I swallowed wrong and that fucking sucked. I almost choked.
Panthers and Saints.
Did we
Ooh, that was
did
good.
we lose Ripper?
Jameis versus Baker.
Panthers and Saints.
Hey, he has LASIK now.
I was gonna say.
In a game that is as close as it is, how did they get the crap beat out of him in the last few minutes? And the answer is Winston makes bad decisions. Like he's like he's flipped from Florida State. In Florida State, he used to be clutch. He is completely the opposite now in the NFL.
Well, clutch in college, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. So was what's his name that went to the Raiders?
Jamarcus
God.
Russell?
Yeah. I mean, come on now. Every bust looks great. in college,
Russell
right?
Russell didn't win a national championship, did he?
No, but he was.
You mean purple
monster.
drink?
It's called lean. It's called lean.
Oh God!
But yeah,
this one's
look,
never getting monetized.
they or not. Let's be honest. It's still Jameis Winston. I mean, I don't know. We saw him play for years in Tampa that sucked bad. I don't, his eyes are better. Great. It's
Yeah,
still
but
fucking-
but what do we say about Joe Burrow? You can't throw the ball if you're sitting on your ass, and Jameis is the second most sacked quarterback in the league right now.
Come on,
And who did he play?
Buccaneers.
Yeah, that team will put a lot of QBs on their butts.
Hey, they did a pretty good job against them all the way to the half because it was 3-0 at the half.
Yeah, it was 10-10 late.
So I mean, fuck. It wasn't a bad game until Winston decided,
Yeah, it's he basically said, I got this. Let me put the team on my shoulders. And then it was pick, fumble, pick.
Yeah, that was after he was sitting on the bench fucking drinking that Kool-Aid that Stryker was talking about.
The purple
The Jamarcus
Gatorade.
Russell special.
Jamarcus Russell special, yes. Then he came into the game fucking drunk, high, I don't know, maybe he was hanging out with Belichick's son, but...
In the parking lot. He arrived at halftime.
So
Wow.
I know Tampa Bay gets to the quarterback, but they had 6 sacks week 1 versus the Falcons. Falcons had 4 on Jameis, so it's not like they're protecting him even against teams that don't have a great pass rush.
The Saints are not going to ever be the Saints of the past without a real quarterback, man. That's the truth. Just like any other team, right? I mean, Cowboys, whoever the fuck you want to compare them to. Jameis Winston is not that quarterback, bro.
3 years ago, this was a must-watch game. Now,
Correct.
I think 3 years ago, the Saints would have beat the tar out of the Panthers.
Panthers are not. This game isn't going to be great at all, actually. I mean, you're going to watch it because it's an NFL game or whatnot, but I don't think any of the teams are very good right now that are playing here. I think that what's his name, Baker is, not a great quarterback either, not a bad quarterback, but he's about the same level as Winston. So there's that. If what's his name comes to play, it should be different. Oh my God,
I'm just going to
blanking
say
out.
McCaffrey?
if this game is the only option, I'm turning on the red zone.
Kamara. If Kamara's playing, this game could be. Look, man. To me, Kamara is the best check down running back ever, man. They check down to him and he makes the yardage happen. But I'm not sure if he's playing. Mark Ingram is no Kamara.
Oh, he was 7 years ago.
Before LASIK or after? Oh wait, that's Winston.
Yeah, exactly.
So on the other side, you got McCaffrey, who hasn't. How's he been doing? What are his stats, right?
They're not good. He's
They're
only got
just-
135 yards rushing.
I mean, let's do a fantasy relevance here. You got Kamara,
Who
Okay,
hasn't
yeah.
been Kamara as of late? Yeah, you've got nobody, really, right?
So C-Mac isn't terrible. He's 25 rushing attempts for 135, 5.4 average, but he's ripped off a 49-yarder.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible, actually,
Well,
for week 2.
I mean, when they're only passing for 380 yards, they're stacking the box against C-Mac.
It's okay to have a team that has no fantasy relevance. I think that's what you have is two of them.
I don't think that.
The Saints have Michael Thomas, right? So they got one.
He's definitely back.
And
If
Kamara,
Kamara plays,
Yeah, well, if Kamara plays.
Look, just put Taysom Hill at fucking quarterback and just play the Wildcat and everything else all fucking day long and take you a victory.
Well, they're not going to do that because they don't want to pay him like a quarterback.
That's some bullshit, huh? On the other side, you got McCaffrey and Baker. Who are the receivers for
Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and Ian Thomas at tight end.
Those scare you. Those scare every cornerback in the league. It's like, oh my god.
So let's be honest. The quarterbacks eliminate each other. So the only fantasy relevance you have is Thomas and Kamara, and on the other side, McCaffrey and who?
Maybe Robbie Anderson.
No.
That's fringe.
I mean, I'm actually gonna go with the Panthers' fifth leading receiver, Giovanni Ricci, who's the fullback.
No.
This is a tough one because if Kamara's playing, I'm going with the Saints, but there is no if or outs, right? We got to pick one. If he's playing, I'm definitely going to Saints. If he's not, fuck it, I'm just gonna pick the Saints because we don't know if he is.
I'm picking the Saints. I don't. The Panthers have looked inept, and Christian McCaffrey has looked. I mean, he will do. And so the when I pick the Saints, what will happen is Winston will have another bad game, and C-Mac will have a 400-yard rushing game. Those kind of things are going to happen. The Saints, I think, are a little better than the Panthers. They are both bad teams.
Doesn't it kind of feel like the Panthers is the other team that quarterbacks go to die?
I
mean,
it is definitely a stop. Yep. Yeah. So
McCaffrey was already dying, and now he's here too.
So we are both picking the Saints.
Yes, Saints.
So Homer pick time. We've got the Jags and the Chargers.
And that's fucking stupid.
Oh yeah.
We'll just get that one out of the way now.
I thought Homer picks were immune.
I think they are. I agree.
Okay.
They have to be immune because I'm about to make one. So this game, look, the Jags looked okay last week. They did. They looked good. Sunshine didn't look too bad at all. It looked like, wow. But then again, they were playing somebody's JV team, right? Or it looked like a JV team.
There are no JV teams in the NFL.
Except for the team the Jags played.
Urban Meyer begs to differ.
There are JV coaches. He's not in the NFL anymore, though.
Look, the Colts were shit. Let's be honest. They made Sunshine look good. It looked like he was in his backyard again, throwing the fucking ball around. I'm not going to put a lot of stock into that game, honestly, because the Colts are trash. They look like trash right now. And now they're coming and they're playing the Chargers. Look, man, I like Herbert. I like him a lot. I think he's a real deal quarterback. I think Sunshine's going to be sitting there like, can I have your jersey? That's how bad this game's going to be. I think. And they get Keenan Allen back, right? He's healthy. He's going to be healthy this game, I heard.
Yeah.
So the Chargers come in here and they take it. The only thing really lacking for the Chargers is a real running game, in my opinion. But, man, look at the game against Kansas City. The Chargers are the real deal, too, man. This team is a year or two away from being a legit Super Bowl contender. Man, they may even contend this year, to be honest. But I'm going to go with the Chargers here. I don't think the Jacksonville's win against the Colts tells me shit other than the Colts suck. But Jacksonville's not strong enough. They have Robinson's been running good and Sunshine's all right, but the Chargers take this one.
So I think you're making one questionable decision there, Rip, and that is Justin Herbert going to play or not?
Oh, fuck his ribs. I forgot about that. Is he?
He's day-to-day right now. And the quote they say is he's feeling more comfortable.
Listen, bro, that kid is the real deal, man. And a real deal quarterback wants to be out in the motherfucking field regardless.
This is the same team with the same doctor that killed Tyrod Taylor's career 2 years ago by puncturing his lung and giving him an injection.
Well,
Maybe they will puncture his lung while trying to give the ribs.
Well, okay, here we are again with the fucked up shit, right? If this kid plays, I'm picking the Chargers. I can't do that, so I just have to go with Who's the backup quarterback?
Chase Daniel.
Well, look, can't be any worse than fucking sunshine. I'm still going with the Chargers. Chargers.
So
I'm not a
my pick would be, so first of all, the Jags are going to the West Coast where they haven't won in I don't know how long. Like when they go to the West Coast, they lose every game. And they've lost a lot of games, so it's hard to say if it's just they sucked or also going, cross country is bad. So, not been a good experience. Last year they were in the game with the Chargers. Like, the Chargers went up, came back. The Chargers ended up beating us pretty handily at the end. The question I have is if Herbert truly has broken ribs, he will be out the rest of the year playing as a team. The front seven of the Jags is no joke. Like, they're good and they're getting better because they're young and they've got a lot of first round talent. They've got the number one overall pick. They've got Allen, like they were talking about. They've got 4 number one picks in the top front 7. If they put Herbert out there and he's truly hurt and he got broken ribs, he's going to get hit and he may not get up again. I appreciate him in that Chiefs game, you throwing with whatever happened. You could tell he was hurt. And he came up and he slung a ball and I'm like, well, he's a bigger man than I am. So, but this is the stupid one. This is you don't start this guy. You rest him until he's better because you're right. They're a team now that's probably the first or second best team. They might be the best team in the West. They were going toe to toe with the Chiefs, and if it hadn't been for a couple plays, they would have won that game. So I think you are right. I think that the Jags going to the West Coast. I think the Jags playing against a Chargers team at full strength. They lose that game. I think they're going to win this one. And I actually hope the Chargers don't put him in because I think he's going to get hurt. So
it's not ribs, it's the rib cartilage. Which
they say broken rib cartilage though, and I don't care. Having dealt with people with those rib injuries and dealt with it myself, they're no fun.
Yeah, fuck, I had a bruised rib and that fucking shit hurt.
Yeah.
So having a lot of number one picks and picks on defense.
Hey, don't ruin my mellow.
Makes a big difference, right? Because you did pick against the Jets, who, by the way, have had a lot of number one picks on their team too.
But they're all bad number one picks.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't know that the Jaguars were immune to bad number one picks. So the Jaguars will have the number 2 pick this year. They lose to the Chargers.
All right, Rip's going Chargers. I'm doing the homer pick, and you can't call it stupid because it's a homer pick.
I'm still going Chargers, but to break the tie, but I think it's close if Herbert doesn't play.
He doesn't play. Jags lose by 14.
Rams and my favorite Lilliputian Cardinal.
Aww, your little fucking miniature you, me, mascot,
mini me.
Fuck you want to call him? Look, suck too. I mean, they're not that bad as week 1. Let's be honest. They're playing fucking Buffalo, and Buffalo's making everybody look bad. Let's see what the stats were. Holy fuck! Stafford threw for 512 fucking yards and 4 touchdowns?
Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck, little people's team can't fucking do for shit. They ran well. Wow, Arizona gave up a lot of fucking yardage. You know that, right? How they're playing. Fuck am I looking at? Who did the Rams play last week?
The Raiders.
The Raiders.
No, Arizona played the Raiders last week.
I'm sorry, I thought you said the Cardinals.
The
Rams played the Falcons, yeah. Let's go back with that.
If you remember, Stryker was doubtful for how good the Rams were.
Man, Stafford's still been doing pretty fucking good. It's going to be not a tough game. Look, I know Warty doesn't like little people, man, because he says he can't see over the fucking line. And
is Warty saying that he can't see it over the line? Or is he
I am not in the NFL, and I'm not playing quarterback in the NFL.
Well, the guy's as tall as fucking Warty. What are you, 5'4", 5'5"?
It's 5'7", dear sir, 5'7".
Well, he's just, the guy's 5'8"?
Yeah, correct.
I mean, that's...
He's basically got higher cleats.
Well, we talked about it. He's small, but man, look, being that motherfucking small and still making the NFL, you know you're a talent. You're a special talent, and he's won games. Do I think he wins this one? I think it's going to be a better game than everybody thinks. I think it's going to be a shootout. On the other side of the ball, I mean, how do you stop Cooper Kupp, right? Fuck, he's great. But the running game isn't bad either. This is going to be a pretty good game, honestly. I think Arizona's got something going for it right now. You know, they just beat the Raiders in a, I guess you can call a final play game, right? It was a scoop and score.
Yeah, scoop and score.
Yep, scoop and score.
You know, now the Raiders are 0-2. Don't get me wrong. What are the Rams?
1-1.
Yeah. This is going to be a good shootout. I think that it's going to be a closer game than we think. But, I hate to say this, Little People's team is not going to prevail. Willow and company will not find the golden ring. The Hobbits will lose this week. I'm giving it to the Rams.
And there goes a third of 40's viewership. Look at that, you're down viewers.
Sorry, all you Hobbit. Let's treat him left. He loves him a Hobbit, doesn't he?
I think so.
Hey, I got to be taller than somebody, so.
So Team Hobbit versus the Rams. The Rams win.
So again, this is the same. Again, a very good Rams defense. A very good Rams team that has Matthew Stafford. It's got Cooper Kupp, who quite frankly can't be stopped. And against a depleted Cardinals team, right? They don't have Hopkins. They don't have Cook or Connor. They don't have Kirk anymore because he signed with the Jaguars and he's lighting it up as a slot guy. So they're not the same. And Murray, again, I don't think the Raiders are a good team, especially with that line of theirs. So it took them all they had to beat the Raiders in a scoop and score. It's I think the Rams take this one pretty handily. They're still a very competent team when they're not playing the Bills. I think that's what we're talking about. Is it probably takes this third week to kind of separate the teams into tiers, and they finish that out. You know, when you saw the first week of games, the immediate overreaction is, oh, the Rams suck. No, the Bills are really good.
The Bills make everybody look shitty.
And they're doing it like, Tennessee might win this week, and we're like, oh, Tennessee's not that bad, but the Bills darn sure make you look bad. And maybe that'll change throughout the year because of injuries and whatnot. But right now, I still think the Rams are one of the top two teams in the NFC. I think it's the Bucs and then the Rams. And I think there's a gap between them. Like, I think it's the Bucs are higher up, as long as Brady stays alive and then, or doesn't lead the league. And then there's the Rams, separated by a bit, but I still think they're in the top. And I think they're gonna beat the Cards. But the Cards are exciting. And I know we're joking about the little man, but again, I think it's amazing he's in the NFL with these shortcomings. I mean, and that's what it is, right? It's you're not a prototype, so it's teams are not as likely to take you because you're not, the skill set and the height and all that stuff. So the fact he's making the NFL and the fact that he's doing all the things he's doing is great. But I remember Pennington being in the league for years. He gets you 10 wins, first round playoff exit. That's
Flutie magic.
Same with Flutie. For Flutie, 10 wins and first round playoff exit. That's why I see Murray being. There's just, you get a Kurt Warner every once in a while that comes from stocking shelves and then gets a Super Bowl ring, but it's pretty few and far between.
I like that choice of words. Shortcomings, huh?
Yeah. All right.
That was rude.
So
you just lost half of yours.
Correct. So Rams it is.
So we all went Rams?
I don't know if Striker did.
Yeah, I'm going Rams on this one. I don't even know if 40's recording my picks or not, but
I did not because you weren't here the first week. So we have the Falcons and the Seahawks.
Well,
I'm going the Falcons.
Yeah, that's the easy one, right? I mean, come on now. Oh, wait, fuck, what? Did you say you're going the Falcons?
The Seahawks look terrible.
You can't do that.
I mean, I'm gonna root for the Seahawks, but if I'm putting money down, I'm putting money down on the Falcons.
You can't not have a homer pick.
You're fucking the balance of things here. You have to go
Okay,
homer.
fine. I'll go homer pick. They're gonna win 77-3.
Yes. Look, in all reality, though, Seattle isn't very good. Let's be honest. They've got two great receivers sitting there that they can't do shit with because they have a quarterback that isn't Russell Wilson. So that team isn't very good. Atlanta, on the other side, though, even with Mariota, isn't looking too bad. They got a great rookie receiver in what's the kid's name? London. They got what's his name? Let's just say Cordell Stewart.
Calvin Ridley.
Patterson.
Yeah.
No.
Ridley suspended, dog. He was gambling.
What?
The wide receiver formerly known as Cordero Patterson.
Hey.
Who's now running back.
Yeah, and revitalized his fucking career, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome for him. I'm happy for him. I honestly think that this game isn't going to be. I hate to say this because it's Striker's team, but it's not even going to be close. If you look at it, Seattle sucks across the board. 31st in offense, 32nd in defense, 27th in passing, 32nd in rushing. Fuck, they look horrible. On the other side, you got the Falcons are 19th in offense, second on defense. Wow. And we're talking 2 weeks, right? So whatever. 22nd on passing and 7th on rushing.
So I don't disagree with you. I think the interesting one is Pete Carroll has said he's going to open up the playbook and let Geno throw more.
And that's going to help.
That's really going to help because. Geno,
I didn't say it was going to help. I just said it's interesting.
In order for Geno to throw more, Geno needs to have the talent to throw more. I don't think he's very talented, but hey, you know what? He may prove us all wrong, right? Geno.
See, the thing is, Geno was never supposed to be more than a game manager. That's all they were. The team was actually hoping Drew was going to win the playoff or win the preseason. I don't know why they were thinking that, but they were thinking that.
I don't know if this is going to be a very fun game to watch, even. You know what I mean? Like, look, if it's not the Cowboys playing, I don't watch full games. I watch the Red Zone channel, so you're always watching when teams get to the Red Zone. I just find it more interesting that way if I'm not watching my homer team. Some games you'll stop and watch, right? Because they're fucking great matchups. Like, you know, if you're Kansas City against the Buffalo Bills last season, like that was a game. Well, it's playoffs, but you're gonna watch anyways, right? That's a game you want to watch. Big games, big stuff, you do watch. But for the most part, I'm watching Red Zone channel. This is another game that if it's on, I'm gonna go take a long fucking,
a deuce. Take the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yes, sir. Because this is gonna be fucking boring. But I'm gonna give it to the Falcons.
So all right. I think you guys saved the 49ers season. So that probably
by killing
that's
Judge
probably
Lance.
even the worst thing that I can say. So
The funny part about that hit is I thought he'd gotten his ribs broken, or a concussion, not his ankle broken. Like when you watched it, you could see he got lit. But it wasn't lit like break an ankle. It was lit like the linebacker just lit him hard in the chest.
Yeah, hit him so hard he broke his ankle. So, I think you guys played a really good 49ers team. Again, 49ers have now moved up in the NFC ranking because, let's face it, last year they were really good with the same quarterback and the same defense and that same team. So now that you are not trying to do whatever quarterback, I think I'm amazed how coaches talk themselves into something like, oh, Drew Lock will be a competent quarterback. No, he's not. Like, I love to see, and I've seen it in business too, where people are just like, they make decisions and you're like, yeah, that's not a good idea. And they push through anyhow. And then, new Coke, it's a great thing. So the point of this is, number one, you saved the 49ers season. They're now a really good team, but they only beat you 27-7. On the flip side, the Falcons aren't a good team. I actually do think the Seahawks are a competent team. They do have a great wide receiver core in Metcalf and Lockett. Is Geno great? No. But on the flip side, the Falcons are bad. Like
the problem is the Seahawks defense can't tackle.
You might be able to tackle the Falcons. And again, when you're playing against the 49ers team that has slippery guys and big guys and Deebo Samuels and Ayuk and all those players, It's a lot different than tackling Bob on the Falcons.
Okay, fair about.
So I'm going to go, and I'll record the picks here in a second. I think the Seahawks, again, I think they're a better team. I think the quarterbacks are the same, and I think the Falcons are a lesser team who have some serious deficiencies, so I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
The fucking Seahawks. I'm going with the Falcons.
Ripper, I'm surprised that wasn't a that's fucking stupid pick right there.
Well, fuck it. That's a fucking stupid pick.
What, you picking the Falcons is a stupid pick?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
I still think the Falcons are a better team than the Seahawks. Look, if I had to choose a bird, and I was like, which bird is fucking cooler, a falcon?
Yeah, you totally. If we were doing aerial bird drills, yes, you're absolutely right. I would go with a falcon every single time, but this is not how that works. But you can easily win your fantasy football league by picking the bird of prey on the schedule there.
With the Falcons.
The Packers and the Bucks.
Ooh, I actually want to watch this game.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think the Bucks defense is gonna. Well, again, look, Aaron Rodgers used to be the guy when you make him roll the fuck out, he make you pay for it. I don't think he's the same anymore. I do think the Tampa Bay's defense is pretty fucking good. They're gonna come after Aaron Rodgers for sure. And the big problem there is, yes, Aaron Rodgers may still be deadly when he rolls the fuck out. The only problem is he's rolling the fuck out to throw to who? That's the biggest
Bob.
problem. Yeah, exactly. You know, that's another one. If you got a Packers jersey, come play Sunday. You know, like, where the fuck? Who is he going to throw to? Even rolling out, there's nothing out. Now,
even Lazard is like, please don't throw to me.
Well, on the flip side of that, though, and this is where it sucks for the Packers, the running game was fucking great. Aaron Jones and Dillon, good combination, great running backs, but they're playing the Bucks, whose defense is pretty fucking stellar. It's going to be a tough one. It really is. And who do you got on your second best receiver is Aaron Jones and the Packers, and the first one is Sammy Watkins. So, yeah, I think the Packers are in a lot of trouble here. You look at the Buccaneers, and well, you know, Tom Brady sold his soul to the devil.
Defense.
Well, yeah, the defense.
That Buccaneers defense is just
correct. And now you got Tom Brady, Fortnite on the other side. You know, Mike Evans is suspended for this one.
Correct. Yeah.
It won't fucking matter. It's Tom fucking Brady. You can have Bob on Tampa Bay, and Tom Brady's going to make him a superstar.
So put one of the three of us out there in slot, and Brady would find a way to make us a superstar.
Not get carried away.
Yeah, that's not.
I can't catch for shit.
I mean, they signed Cole Beasley to play.
There you go, Super Bowl. But yeah, either way, I think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take this one pretty easily, man. Not easily because it's still Aaron, right? You can't discount Aaron for fucking shit. Hey, you see how I did that? You can't discount Aaron for shit.
Discount double check.
He's still fucking, you know, Aaron Rodgers, bro. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense was, again, he's gonna roll out. They're gonna have him on the run all the time, and who the fuck's he gonna throw to? It's gonna be a big problem. He's gonna get frustrated. He's gonna petition to fire fucking what's their coach's name? LaFleur, whatever his name is. Aaron Rodgers is going to leave the stadium looking like he was hanging out with Belichick's son. Again, I think those guys are like twin brothers. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to give it to the Bucks pretty easily. I think Tom Brady's going to throw for a few touchdowns. And defensive-wise, the Packers look okay after 2 games, but this is still Tom fucking Brady. So the Bucks.
Yeah, I got to go Bucks too.
So I think the Bucks have looked good. Their defense is better. They should win this game. This is also the kind of game that Aaron Rodgers tends to win. Like the if you look at it in I think in some of these matches like this, you got a Bucks team. Evans isn't going to help him being out, right? Like that's not a help. So the question comes back to who are you going to throw the ball now that because Evans is the number one. Who are you going to throw the ball next? And if you look at last week, they didn't have a great time moving the ball against a defense that's probably not as good as the Packers. So these are, you know, you got Evans who led the league, and then the next thing is Perriman. You got Scotty Miller. You got Gage. I mean, these aren't threats on the Bucks side either. So now you go: is the Bucks team defense better than the Packers? That might be a wash, right? The Bucks wide receivers, Evans isn't around. There's nothing there to separate him there, and the quarterbacks. I'm going with Rodgers over Brady. The Bucks are already 2-0. They can afford to have a stumble. The Packers are 1-1. They can't. This is the kind of game Aaron Rodgers steals. And that's why we talk about Aaron Rodgers in the tones that we do and not Kirk Cousins.
Well, look at the fantasy relevance. You know that Tampa's going to have Tom Brady. They're going to have Fournette. You're not going to have Mike Evans, but I guess that's it. Russell Gage, I guarantee you, I bet you Russell Gage has a big game this week. Perriman's not bad either, but he's not great. But I wouldn't count him. If you're going to count, you can count Perriman and Gage together as 0.5 and 0.5. So you got Fournette, Tom Brady, and those two guys. That's 3. On the other side, you got Aaron Jones and fucking Aaron Rodgers. Dylan's okay, but you can count him maybe as a 0.5, I guess. I don't know. I still think the Bucks take this one. Defensive as a wash, I don't think so. It's week 2, and the rankings on the defense aren't great. I don't think the Green Bay's defense is as great as the Bucks. I think the Bucks are going to give Aaron Rodgers a lot of problems. Again, he does his best work rolling the fuck out, but who is he going to throw to? I'm going with the Bucks.
Bob, that's who. So I mean, the Bucks scored. Bob Tunyon, the tight end. So what happened? So they got 3 picks last week and 2 fumbles, and they only scored 20 points. Aaron Rodgers is going to steal this one. That's who I'm going with.
Bob.
Throwing to Bob. We've got the 49ers, the new look 49ers, and the Russell Wilsons.
So, Trey Lance broke his ankle.
Which is the first time they're like, we lost a starting quarterback. Thank you.
Well, he's got to stop with the old high heel shit in San Francisco.
I'm just going to say, Jimmy Garoppolo might be the luckiest guy in the world. He signed a contract that required him to play, and week 2, he's basically the guaranteed starter for the rest of the season.
It's not just that, though, but this is a big-time opportunity for him to fucking... Look, the teams could have come for his ass, and nobody came for his ass. It's kind of shitty, right? Or San Fran didn't want to take offers for him. Who knows?
I heard there was offers.
$27 million cap hit.
Yeah, I heard there was offers, but they just didn't work out, and they were like, we'd rather keep him than get rid of him for what they're offering.
If he tears it up this season, next season he's probably on a new fucking team with a happier situation for him anyways. But yeah, you're right. He is the luckiest guy. I mean, they paid you all that money, then sat your ass down for Lance. Then Lance gets his ankle broken. Garoppolo's like, I hope this fucker breaks his ankle today. Hey, there you go.
Does he have the little like Trey Lance voodoo doll? He's like,
yeah. But this game, though, honestly, let's look at it. Let's be real honest. I'm just gonna say this because I know Russell Wilson is Striker's boy, and he cried when he left and all that good shit. Russell does not look like the Russell of old, and I said that before this season started. Look, if he was great, and I know the marriage wasn't great and all that, but he's just not that anymore, man. He's not that guy no more. I don't think so, anyways. That's my deal. He's competed 58.9%.
43 of 73.
Damn, man, he's just not that guy no more. And his wheels aren't the same either. There's a lot there, and you can't say, he doesn't have a supporting cast, because come on, bro. I don't know about the O-line per se with the Denver Broncos. Maybe they suck. I'm not attuned to that. But he does have running backs.
And he's got a couple of stud wide receivers.
Yeah. He's got the team around him to do something, man. He's just not there anymore, bro.
But the O-line isn't terrible. He's only been sacked 5 times.
There you go, then all that shit. Look, let me tell you something, bro. You got all the mixings for a badass chocolate chip cookie. And if you put some fucking salt in it, it's still going to be a shitty cookie, ain't it?
Mhm.
Russell Wilson is the salt in the chocolate chip cookie mix. Sorry.
Unless it's
They didn't
salted
get sugar.
caramel, and then it's a total different story. So yeah,
Still need fucking sugar.
but you're absolutely right. You get and what's funny is you never know how these situations work out because you never know who's a system quarterback and who isn't until they leave the system, right? You never know, is it Tom Brady or Bill Belichick until he leaves and he goes to another team with another coach and wins a Super Bowl and does great, right? And then you're like, no, you don't know that the Stafford's going to be able to win the Super Bowl until he leaves Detroit, never get a playoff win in Detroit, goes to the Rams, wins his title in the first year. So they've had a couple years in a row that the quarterbacks have transplanted. Brady 2 years ago, Stafford last year. And now everyone's like, all we got to do is pull an old quarterback, plug him in, and we win. The Broncos did it with Wilson. The Colts did it with Ryan. Both of them look completely out of place.
So the one thing I will say for Wilson is he didn't play any preseason games. They didn't play him one snap in the preseason.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying
that.
for a new team.
No, I get it. Yeah, you're right.
I think Brady also didn't play in the preseason.
Yeah, but Brady's fucking Brady. You put Brady with the Dallas Cowboys, he's gonna take you to the Super Bowl. But yeah, you have a point there, Strike. You're right. So he doesn't have any game time with his crew, right? And maybe you're right. There's a little rust to shake off. There's a little gelling that needs to happen, and so on and so forth. But it's not just that, bro. Look at the way he's playing. He doesn't look like he looked in Seattle. He just doesn't. In Seattle, those throws you thought were shit fucking throws ended up being great fucking throws, right? The same throws he tries to make them here, they don't have the same fucking result.
Is that because you don't have a DK Metcalf to pull in whatever?
Yeah, they've got
the one-handed behind the dude's back. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got Sutton and Judy aren't no shit. Well, I think Judy's hurt, right?
Judy's hurt, yeah.
They aren't no shit receivers either, bro. I mean,
but they're also. I mean, but they're not. I mean, Metcalf is a physical specimen.
Bro, he had Metcalf. What did Metcalf do last season with him? Metcalf didn't have great stats this year, did he? Straight.
I mean, it was a 1,000-yard season. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't a 2,000-yard season or anything like that. But
for me personally, in my opinion, whatever, I just don't think Russell is the sugar in this mix, bro. I think that's the biggest problem, and I think that you're right. Teams are trying to bring in these old fucking quarterbacks and think that's the way to go, and it just isn't, and it started with, bringing Peyton from one team to the other and he does great. And, now Brady from one team to another and he does great. But those are special kind of quarterbacks, right? Like, and I know Wilson at one point really was, but I think they brought him and Matt Ryan, they brought him to different teams past their expiration date.
Well, and I don't even know that Wilson was ever really that special of a quarterback. And the reason I'm saying that is because when he came in, and Stryker said he didn't win the championship. That defense won the championship, and he just didn't blow it. Right? That team was playing on a quarterback who was a special talent and on a rookie contract. That's how they got to those playoff, victories and that Super Bowl victory.
That Super Bowl victory was over the second the defense scared that snapper on the opening play versus the Broncos.
Correct. And as he got paid more and more, and the defense got less and less, they had offensive weapons that were allowing him to get points, but they weren't doing the team wins and weren't as dominant in the postseason, right? But they were still winning the 10 games, getting to the playoffs, but they were, flaming out. So I think he was let's say a number 8 quarterback in the league, but because the defense and because of turnovers and field position, all that, he was bumped up to like a 3 or 4 in people's eyes. Now with Denver, you don't have that great defense. You don't have those special wideouts, and you're playing in a different system, and all that's kind of coming together in a perfect storm of badness. Like, they look bad. Now, is this something that it takes 5 games and then it gels out and then he looks good again? Maybe. Or maybe it's like not going to work, and this is one of those that you brought a quarterback in, like Winston a couple years ago in Indy, and you go, well, it was fun, it was real, but it wasn't real fun. So, in my head, this is simple. The 49ers are a better team. It might have been close with Lance. With Jimmy G, I don't think so, unless you get bad Jimmy G, which that games happen occasionally, but I think the 49ers should win by a lot. Their defense is better. Their team is better.
I agree with that. I mean, the 49ers are the team I'm picking on this one. I think Garoppolo is the better option there. I think that you've got great receivers on the other side. You have Ayuk and a hybrid receiver. What's his name? Oh, Jesus, I'm blanking out again. Debo, man.
Debo Samuel.
Debo Samuel. I mean, you can't. Fuck. Debo Samuel is a
Kittle.
hybrid receiver running back.
I got to tell you guys, top receiver that scares me anytime he's playing us.
Just a great athlete. You're right. So, in general, yes, the 49ers are the better team. I don't think Denver, honestly, my prediction for Denver there is a 6-win season, man, to be honest. Just the way they're playing. And I could be wrong, and I hope for Russell Wilson I am wrong. And I know Stryker wants him to do well, so I'm rooting for him, baby. But they lose this game. The 49ers are going to gel with Garoppolo, and that team's going to be fucking dangerous going forward. Especially with Debo Samuel. I love that fucking guy. He's just a great athlete. Fun to watch, too. So, Niners.
All right, and we have our last game, which is Dallas at the Giants. It's Homer pick activated.
Well, first and foremost, not just Homer pick, but this is a fucking NFC East big-time rivalry. Philadelphia or Giants or Washington, right? But, man, they're fucking Giants. Can I say fuck the Giants on here? Fuck the Giants. I'm not a fan of the Giants whatsoever. You know that. And I'm going to do a Homer pick. You already know that. I'm going with the Cowboys. Now, I'm going to do what I did last week. I'm definitely Cowboys on this. But.
Well, tell us how they're going to win.
Well, I mean, listen. The Giants, to me anyways, after 2 weeks, are good defense. They do. They have a good defense. They can stop the fucking run. Passing, if the Cowboys win this game, it's going to have to be the air. And here's how it's going to happen, though, not the way you think. Run game's going to be fucking mediocre because, look, man, Ezekiel Elliott, his expiration date, I think, is here already. We should have traded him last year or the year before for some good shit. We didn't. I think it's going to be a little too late after this season. Pollard is more dynamic, right? Like, just look at the way he plays, and that's how we're going to win this game. We're going to win this game with fucking Cooper Rush checking down or design plays to fucking Pollard, and Pollard's going to have ground yardage and air yardage all over the fucking place, and that's how we're going to win this. Because Washington's going to stop the rush, I guarantee you that. But
except you're not playing. You're not playing Washington though.
I'm sorry, Giants. You know what I meant. The Giants. Giants is going to stop the rush. That I do think they'll do that. But the pass is where I think they're going to be a little more susceptible, and I think Pollard is a different athlete, right? The checkdowns, all that. Now, on the flip side of that, here's the big fucking problem, is fucking Saquon, however you say his name, that motherfucker's back. I mean, he is definitely back. He's going to have a good game still. I think the Cowboys will temper him down a bit. I think he'll still get his 100-plus because it just is what it is. I do not think that fucking Daniel Jones will pass all over the Cowboys. So this game is going to be, on the Giants side, rushing points. On the Cowboys side, it'll be through the air, but not traditional. Although Noah Brown and Rush have a good connection, I don't think that's the way they're going to beat the Giants. They're going to beat them with fucking Rush and Pollard. And yes, I am taking the Cowboys, and even on paper, I'll take the Cowboys. The Giants are not as fucking great as they look on paper anyways. But Cowboys, and that's how they win to Pollard. The end.
So, Daniel Jones last week was 22 of 34 for 176 yards. 5.2 yards average, 1 touchdown, no picks. That's terrible. So, he also added 21 yards on the ground. Barkley got 71 or 72 yards. They won 19-16. Here's my opinion. The Cowboys lost the first week, won the second week. Can't imagine. This is one of those I think the team rallied behind and you guys won. I don't see Cooper winning a second game. I saw Cooper, and I don't know if you know the team better. He looked clueless at times in NFL games. That's what I saw. I saw a guy who made really bad decisions, and I don't know what happened to the Bengals, other than you guys were causing so many turnovers on the Bengals sideline. It didn't matter what Rush did. The Giants don't seem to. I think the Giants can run the ball down your throat. and win a snooze fest 9-0. And that's kind of how I see it going. I do want to know what you think about like it, because again, I saw Rush and he made really bad decisions. Is he better, or was that week just a fluke and the team played its heart out?
Rush?
Yeah.
Is he better than Dak?
No. Is he? Because in my head, this is one of those. You guys should not have beat the Bengals last week in my head, and you literally, but you called it out. You're like, our line can pressure Burrow, and that's exactly what you did. What I'm saying is that when I saw Rush, he was making terrible reads. And if he does that against the Giants and he turns the ball over 3 or 4 times, you're not going to win. So do you think he's a competent enough quarterback to not do that? That's just a question.
Look, Rush isn't great. Again, I went over this earlier. They dropped his ass and nobody picked him up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's not the greatest of quarterbacks. However, all he has to do is fucking check down, drop it into fucking Pollard's hands, use it. Look, the one shining moment was, or plays that you can see were to Noah Brown. For some, they've always had that. They're homies. He has that connection with them, so on and so forth. Noah Brown probably still gets some yards, but Pollard is where they shine, man. And that's the game plan. If you drop it down to Pollard and let him work at his thing, I think that's where we win. Is Rush great? Fuck no. No, man. You're talking about a quarterback they fucking dropped, bro. Nobody wanted it. And nobody tried to even pick him up. Nobody gave a fuck. So, no, he's not great. The only reason he's there now is because he knows the system, right? And that's it.
Yeah.
Is he going to make shitty decisions? Yes. We're going to have to rely heavily on our fucking defense to fucking win this one. If we can get a couple touchdowns out of this little combination of offense that we have, I think the Cowboys defense can hold off long enough and we win this one maybe like another 20-17 fucking game. But no, to answer your question, is Rush is no, man. The guy they fucking threw in the street today. See you later, buddy. Hey, guess what? We need you. We're just kidding. Nobody wanted you.
I mean, it's a again. I going against a team in the Super Bowl with a quarterback like that and pulling out a win is a great testament to a team sticking together and doing it. What I've seen is when that generally happens, there's a letdown the next week. Like you can only kind of use that emotion for a short burst of time, and then at some point it becomes, we have a deficiency at quarterback, and no matter what we're doing to try to overcome it, it just doesn't matter. I'm going to go with the Giants. I understand why you picked the Cowboys, though.
Warty.
Stupid pick.
No. You just explained the Cowboys season for like every season. Hey, 1 week we're on top of the world. Next week they break our hearts. Next week we're on top of the world. Next week they break our hearts. That's fucking every season for us since the motherfucking 90s.
90s. When let's face it, you did a megastar trade to build that team in the 90s. Okay. Like, and it's amazing that Jerry didn't look at his own playbook and go, hey, we got the Zeke guy. Let's trade him for a pile of draft picks to the Cleveland Browns, who are going to be like, we need a third running back that's a starter.
Because it wasn't Jerry. It was fucking Jimmy Johnson, bro.
No, I know, but Jerry looking at the history of the Cowboys and going, hey, this is a good idea. But,
and then we went and won a Super Bowl in '95 without a coach.
Correct.
Oh, wait, we had Barry Switch.
No, you didn't. You didn't have a coach.
Fucking clown.
I mean,
Troy Aikman coached that team.
Yeah, he was your Urban Meyer option there. All right, so we've got our picks in. Again, overall, Ripper 16-15-1, Warty 17-14-1. So I don't know that we're competent, but we're at least above 500.
Competent.
So, all right, great. Thank you guys out in Viewerland. I appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon.
Deuces. Speaking of deuces. That was fun, boys.
That was always fun.
I think we're sounding like we might know what we're talking about a little bit more.
Yeah, and well, it helps when you remember the people's names, though.
Oh, fuck you. That's not gonna happen.
I mean, he had Equinemius, so.
There you go. Yeah, I didn't have to call him the Egyptian receiver.
You did not, but it's more fun when you do.
I couldn't remember fucking saying that. I blank out. It is what it is. All right, boys. I'm finally gonna go eat something.
I hope you get feeling better too.
I'm actually feeling better right now, so maybe it was just something quick. I had 6 of the kids on my team are sick right now, and they've been sick for the last 2 days. I think somebody was putting their fucking mouth in the water bottles because fuck, 6 kids sick from the same team. Obviously, you practice your close proximity, but hopefully they're better. We play Sunday this week actually because we're hosting. Long story short, we host 8 teams, and you can't on a Saturday. It's tough because of junior highs and fields and blah blah blah. Anyway, so our games are Sunday this week. Yep. Just put us against the number 1 team right now and see if we can bounce back from a fucking loss on Saturday.